We're also, we're also looking at this illusion.
Welcome
blue.
to Child Protective Services 3 podcast.
We're looking
Good
at
morning,
this.
Ray. Wake up! Wake up!
We're looking at this illusion blue too. It's like a white with a little bit of blue in it.
That looks like it's white.
It's blue.
This room is hot.
It is hot. Just crack that door. When the heat starts rolling in here. Oh, actually, can you run out to the thermostat? Zephyr Baby says baby pink, of course. Every man loves pink.
Pink is great.
You should paint it Player 3 podcast colors. You should have the green on the bottom, a chair railing paint strip of white, and then the top gray. Hey, go to the thermostat and turn that thing down to like 63.
Okay.
That'd be great.
We are also. I'm going to do that downstairs. In the music room that I'm gonna make.
Perfect.
On one of the walls, it's gonna be like that, like the whatever it is. It's just gonna black, like the night.
Nice.
Whenever anybody comes into my music room, it's gonna be there.
They're just so depressed.
They're gonna be staring in the depths of my soul, just the black, just night evil darkness. Gosh, so good. Where's your thermostat?
It's right across from the bathroom door. We're gonna get started here talking about video games momentarily.
Yeah, right.
As soon as he gets back in this room, actually. Mm-hmm. Don't turn it to 58. What was it on?
62.
Oh, it was?
What?
This is playing a game of deception.
What did you put it on?
62.
Oh, okay, thank you.
It's
All right.
68.
You guys ready? You boys ready?
Let's begin.
actually-
Crack that window just a smidge.
It is kinda warm outside.
very hot outside.
To be iced yesterday.
There we go. Perfect. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hold on,
Let's
wait.
get it
Let me
on.
get the timer
Oh,
ready.
Diz, what's the timer say there at the bottom? Is that 13, 17? All right, we'll start it at 13:30. Here we go. I'm going to put my hands up so I can see it.
Oh,
All right, shh. We got to have
Everybody
silence
hands
right
go
before this
up.
moment. Hello, and welcome to episode 21 of the Player 3 podcast. I'm your host, Luke Croft. Alongside me, we have the always visually stunning Larry Hunt.
Hi.
And over here on my other side, we have he can fix you a nice, delicious glass of Pepsi and steal your daughter's heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Martin.
I'm never gonna dance again.
Yeah.
And sitting next to him, we have Benjamin.
That was say you forget my name or something. Good grief.
I always think that you have like a lead-in nickname.
Sitting next
but
to
you
me,
don't.
we have Puddentane Hankins.
Yeah, that's me.
We have Benjamin D. Hankins. The D stands for Destiny, as always, because I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, I played Destiny last month.
It paused this week.
I played Destiny 1 whole month ago.
How are we doing, guys?
We're doing good.
You know, it seems like we've got great energy today.
Sitting in between all of us is Lucas M. Kronk. Guess what today is?
It's his birthday.
It's his birthday. Today's his birthday.
It's my birthday.
He's 25 years old today, fella. He's
That's
he's
a
a century old.
Century. It's a quarter century.
It's a quarter quill.
Quarter quell.
Hey.
It's got to be something crazy this year.
Well, the greatest birthday present that you guys can give me is to go over to our iTunes page and leave us a review. That's called
Plug in on my
a
birthday.
segue. I have a master's degree in segue, and I wish that meant the vehicle.
You liar.
If you leave us a review on iTunes and it's a good review that benefits us for reading it, we will read it out on the podcast. And we had 2 roll in this week, so I'm going to read these out to you guys so that you can feel good about yourselves.
Reviews for us.
All right, this review comes from Paul626408. I don't know what that is. It's not too long to be a zip code, not long enough to be a phone number. Gather round. It's just like sitting down and chatting with your pals. Good reviews with care put into it, and not just brash opinions being thrown about. I don't know if this guy's ever listened to Ben. I love what they have and hope to hear more
Wild
soon.
card.
If you don't sub already, you're losing out. Thank you, Paul626408. That was very nice of you. Then we have another review, FH Grundig 2005. That's a graduation year probably, which would put him at
27.
27 years old.
Unless he was held back.
Or unless he had a birthday already this year, then he'd be 28. Best podcast I've heard in a while. Most podcasts I'll skip around and not sit for the whole thing, but this one is amazing. Again, I'm not sure if he listens to Ben. Definitely a must listen. I'm just kidding, Ben. I love you so much. Definitely a must listen. Thank you guys for those reviews. Those help us out a lot. So if you like our podcast, go over there and listen to us, and we will read those out on the podcast. But we are the Player 3 Podcast. We get together every Monday to talk about video games. You can find us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Blueberry, and YouTube. Just search player3podcast.com, and we will show up and arrive.
Yes, because we are awesome.
But we're going to... What? Yes?
We're all wearing hats because it's Luke's birthday.
Oh, yeah. We all have
Birthday
hats.
hat
Let's talk about what
celebration.
our hats are. What you got going?
Luke loaned me this very manly hat that says "Everybody loves an Irish girl."
It's more manly because it's got fray.
Oh,
Yeah.
what'd you
Yeah,
get?
it looks
Sticking-
like-
sticking way out of the side there.
Luke's got
It
a
looks
cool
like-
new Celtics hat on.
Yeah, it looks like you spend a lot of time under a car. I like it. I'm wearing a Boston Celtics hat that I bought in Greensboro at the New Era store. It's gray with the Celtics green bill here. Go Celts. What do you got rocking?
I'm wearing a New York Yankees classic baseball style cap. The Yankees are my favorite team because I've been a baseball fan for 1 year.
All right.
Yes.
And Ben, what you got rocking?
I'm wearing a Blue Devils hat, Duke Blue Devils, because I'm a Duke Blue Devils fan.
Go Mike Krzyzewski.
Yep, that's how you spell his name.
That sounds.
He spells it real weird. Anyway, we are the Player 3 Podcast. We're going to get this week started like we get every week started. Over. Nope, with the releases of the week.
Releases of the week. Clap, clap. Happy birthday, Lucas.
All right, releasing on both consoles this week, we have 2 titles. The first title is Shiftlings, and here's the description. Control 2 adorably dim-witted alien space janitors in this quirky and colorful platform puzzler. Conjoined by an air hose, you must shift size and weight between the 2 cosmic custodians to avoid dangerous traps and fix problems before disaster strikes.
Is that sort of like that Mario game where you're like switching off between Mario and Luigi to do stuff for the DS? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
Mario Kart Double Dash.
All I could think
No,
about
no,
was like
that
two
was,
controlling twins like holding like a water hose, like trying to like hold on, but it's not working.
Like in the Little Rascals and the
Yeah.
And then we have Zombie Army Trilogy. Zombie Army Trilogy.
Force energy.
Experience gut-wrenching third-person horror and intense co-op action from the creators of Sniper Elite 3 and the dying flames of World War II. Hitler has unleashed one final unholy gamble, a legion of undead super soldiers that threatens to overwhelm the whole of Europe.
Little known fact, he actually did that.
Yeah,
He already
this
did.
is not historical fiction. This is pure history.
He already did this though
It's actually a documentary.
in the first World War.
This isn't Call of Duty.
Oh.
No, this is from the makers of Sniper Elite.
So
3.
this is a standalone Sniper Elite Zombies example thing of happiness.
Ben is succeeding at words today.
Me speak English good.
Me talk, you listen.
Okay, so that's everything that's going to be coming out on both consoles. And again, Google freaking sucks when trying to open up links from the drive. You'd think I'd learned my lesson and have these pre-open. All right, here's what is coming to us on PlayStation 4 exclusively this week. We have Helldivers, a game that a lot of people are excited. Yes.
Helldivers. About elite people that drop into battle. Suicide mission.
You're going to compare ODST?
Yeah, I'm going to point
All
out that
Orbital Dropship Troopers, is that what that stands
Orbital
for?
Drop Shock Troopers,
Drop shock.
nicknamed Hell Jumpers, whose job is to drop feet first into hell into the battlefield.
Hey, don't
With
yell at
little
me.
chance of
Yell at
coming back.
Magica. Okay?
I'm just
'Cause
pointing
they're the
out.
ones that
I'm
make-
pointing out the blatant similarities. They both fight aliens.
They both have these sweet helmets on with the hoods.
They both get shot out of airplanes.
No, there are no hoods. And
It's not airplanes though.
in
It's
Halo.
like a spaceship.
Here's a picture of this like giant ant that looks like it's about to birth eggs.
Halo has giant ants that birth eggs.
Boom.
Maybe.
Oh, they just jump out of like little like it's like Chuck E. Cheese like fun shoots that you get in. It's like those little chute things that you jump in the ball pit, except for you're jumping in the middle of a bunch of aliens.
I just wanted to point out the similarities. That's
Oh
all.
yeah, that's fine. I'm totally cool with that.
The
It still looks like a fun game. I'd play it.
Yeah.
Uts.
Then we have Ollie Ollie 2, the follow-up to Ollie Ollie. Not Ollie Ollie 1. Welcome to Ollywood, which is sort of like Dollywood, but without the D. Drop into Ollywood and prepare for finger-flipping mayhem. Better way.
Yikes.
Come on, marketing teams. Last week we have the flop it out with 4 friends. This week we have the finger flipping mayhem. In this follow up to Colt Smash Ollie Ollie, the iconic skater is going all green screen with a stunning new look, plucking you from the street and dropping you squarely in the middle of the big screen, most bodacious cinematic locations.
He's a skater. That's what Ollie Ollie is.
Yeah.
He's doing ollies and kickflips.
Yeah, it's like a side-scrolling skateboard game where you just try to amass as many points as you can from doing tricks.
I just thought they were being stupid.
Then a game that looks really interesting to me called White Knight. Here's the description.
That looks real cool.
It is a game. It's like a cartoon, not cartoon style, but it's 2D, and it's just in black and white. No grays even. But it says the dark will reveal all. Explore the macabre past of an old mansion in the 1930s and solve puzzles of light and shadows in this fully black and white survival horror. Players are trapped in this nightmare where darkness is a constant threat. So that game looks pretty cool to me.
So it's like a noir horror game.
Yeah.
Is the zombie trilogy game, is that going to be free to play?
I don't think so.
Oh.
So, and then we'll get to the PS Plus and Games with Gold stuff, but let's finish up what's releasing. On Xbox One, releasing exclusively is Scream Ride. A lot of people are excited about this game. It looks like a lot of fun, where you just try to create as terrifying a roller coaster as humanly possible.
I played the demo.
How'd you? Oh, tell us about it.
Enjoyable. I only played the riding the roller coaster part, though. I'll play the rest this week and let you know what I think.
How awesome would it be if that had HoloLens support?
Pretty awesome.
So good.
And they have to pay for the carpet after you puke on it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a topic I want us to talk about for a little bit, though, about the freemium games, the PlayStation Plus and games. I don't know if freemium's the right word for that. Sounds cool.
It's not the right word at all.
Freemium?
Well, freemium is one of those games where it's like free to play, but you could pay for a premium package. But these are games that they're not free games because you're paying for the service. And so the word free... He closed the window, boys and girls.
It's making my coffee cold fast.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's making me hot very fast.
I feel great.
Okay. There's interesting news in both fronts for these free quote unquote free games that come with your PlayStation Plus and your Gold membership for Xbox. The interesting thing from Games with Gold is that we have our first retail title being offered with Games with Gold for the Xbox One, and that being Rayman Legends, which is awesome. It's a game that I really wouldn't have had any interest in playing, but now that it's free, I'm going to download it, and I'll probably play it.
My wife and I played that a good while yesterday, and there have been platformers available on the Xbox, but this is the first platformer I've played on Xbox that has the same sort of feel that you get from like Donkey Kong or Mario on the Wii. So I am thoroughly enjoying this game.
And then another interesting thing, and Larry and I spent a lot of time this week talking about it, is that and we don't normally talk about 360 and PS3 unless it's just in the whole, we need to abandon that to move on to this console generation. But the Games with Gold for this month for Xbox 360 owners are going to be BioShock Infinite and Tomb Raider, which is cool. But as Larry and I were talking, Larry was pretty excited about this. And it's a good thing. Like for PlayStation owners, it's a great thing. But I had this odd sense of not being as excited about it, and I couldn't put my finger on why until I went and looked back. And both of those games were released on the PlayStation Plus Instant Collection over a year ago. And so, but it's cool because I think, and did we ever look it up and determine, like, Xbox started this sort of a program, right?
I think so.
And if we're wrong on that, we'll freely admit it.
Someone call us out on it.
But this seems like one of the only things where...
Gosh.
Oh, we're good, man. We're good.
That was scurry.
This seems like one of the only things where PlayStation kind of mimicked it and then did it way better.
Yeah.
And so hopefully Xbox One can up their game and kind of match the intensity that PS4 brings with the titles they offer. Which IDARB was a really good offering last month with Games with Gold. And then the interesting thing for the PlayStation Plus stuff is that their offerings for March have yet to be announced. They normally announce it the Thursday before the first Tuesday of the month, so that would have been last Thursday. And they just kind of mysteriously weren't there. And then I'm going to load this picture up. I have some speculation as to why this was. And I feel like I'm talking a lot. I have a lot of energy right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's the
bumpy.
birthday energy.
Keep it going.
Hopefully this is how my 25th year of life just goes and goes, you know?
It's Fred Flintstone.
Fred Flintstone. This is from Fred Dutton, a representative from PlayStation. He says, sorry to keep you good folks waiting. I appreciate you're all really keen to see the lineup and that it's frustrating having to hang on a bit longer than usual. Alas, we're still not quite ready to make the announcement. I can't give you a firm time at present as to when the post will go live, but we're working to get it to you as soon as possible. It may well be next week at this stage. Here's my thoughts with this. I think that they are prepping the announcement that either Drive Club PlayStation Plus Edition is coming, because they came out and said last week that they are still dedicated to getting that to PlayStation Plus people as soon as possible. But I would be surprised, but I wouldn't be floored shocked to see them say, we're going to do Drive Club, like complete Drive Club to our PlayStation Plus owners because of the debacle.
I'm going to add to that. I think they're going to announce Drive Club, the full game, as the free PlayStation Plus game for March. But the release of the free version of Drive Club, the full game, will be delayed until August 2016.
I think that would be kind of like a good faith move to your customers, right? Because, and we have well documented what has happened with Drive Club. It was announced that at the announcement of the launch thing that Drive Club was going to be ready at launch, and gamers were PlayStation 4 owners and PlayStation Plus members were going to get the full game for free at launch. And then a year later, they came out and were like, well, we're releasing this game late, and you're going to get a stripped down version of it. So this would be a good faith move. That's just wild speculation.
Wild speculation.
So, any other thoughts on that?
No.
Sony, greatness waits.
That's right. All right, so that does it for the releases of the week.
Releases of the week. Clap, clap. Happy birthday, Lucas.
Thank you. And now we have now we our producer over here, Dizzy, that's already his nickname, Cooper, is covering his ears because of what just happened. I apologize for all of you who are now deaf because of Seth's wild speculation. We have a lot of news to cover this week, so we're going to take our time through it, but we're also going to motor through it. So we are now moving into our news segment.
News with the podcast, guys. Happy birthday, Lucas.
Thanks, buddy. Phantom Forces, ouch, because of your wild speculation. We're sorry.
That's good.
We're sorry.
We should just never sing again.
We should sing it.
I'm never going to sing again.
I want to start off with a little bit of somber news coming from the video game world, and something I'm going to be talking a lot through because it means a lot to me. Sega is going to be leaving the console gaming market, so they will not be releasing titles onto consoles anymore. And so let me go from a nostalgia point, and then I'll talk from a business point.
Luke doesn't get that reference because he refuses to watch the Hunger Games.
I know what Hunger Games is, and I know what the whistling thing is, but I assume it's when somebody dies. You're sending them off.
This is when the Girl Scouts sell their cookies to the
True story.
Then they're going down the river, and you shoot them with a flaming arrow. The Girl Scouts, not the people who died.
Yeah, right.
But Sega is exiting the console market. I want to talk from a nostalgia point of view first, and then from a business point. I think most of you guys started into the consoles through Nintendo, correct?
I did.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sega was my first experience with a console. It was Christmas of like 94 or 95, I think. And we got gifted the console, and I was so pumped about it. And so we got that thing hooked up. And Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was our very first game that we played. And it was the people who latched onto that thing the most was me and my middle sister, Libby. And we would play the crap out of Sonic. I'd play as Sonic. She'd play as Tails. And we could get Super Sonic so fast after, through the special stages and stuff. And so I wouldn't be into consoles had it not been for the Sega Genesis and playing, Sonic the Hedgehog, Toxic Crusaders, Taz Escape from Mars. There was a Tiny Toons game that we played all the time. And so them exiting the console market from a nostalgia point of view kind of breaks my heart, because that's why I play video games, is because of Sega. But from a business standpoint, this makes a ton of sense because Sega has not been doing well in the console game market. Now they're shifting their focus to two mediums that we don't take too seriously, the mobile market and the online PC gaming. like the Zynga style, the free to play stuff. And so, but if that's where they think the money is, and if that's where they think their talent can take them and be successful in, more power to them. So, a heartfelt send off to Sega from the console platform, just because it meant a ton to me as a gamer growing up.
Did you ever have Sonic and Knuckles? It was a cartridge,
Yes.
and
you could put the cartridge in the top of it. It was so awesome.
And you could be Knuckles in any Sonic game.
So,
My favorite Sonic character. Yours also?
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, and then, that breaks my heart. Anyone else?
I mean, I don't really care.
I had a lot of fun with them. Like, I started on Nintendo, but I had a Genesis as well, and Streets of Rage, that was my jam. I loved that game.
I had Madden something for Dreamcast.
Well, we had Madden 95 for the Sega Genesis. That was my very first Madden, and I don't think I've missed a Madden since then.
I just remember playing with the. It was the year the Vikings were really good. I don't remember
The
what
one
year
year
that
the
was.
Vikings did really
But they,
well.
I just would throw the Hail Mary every play, and
Yeah,
kick
because
you
they
a
had
touchdown.
Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as technologically savvy as you. Could we use your Elgato or whatever it is to stream some Sega Genesis as a send-off? A good farewell?
No, the only input my Elgato has is an HDMI, and I don't think that the Sega Genesis runs on HDMI.
Maybe
the
we
old
can-
Elgatos do.
Maybe we can find a twisty thing to HDMI converter at the Radio Shack
a
that's going out
coax?
of business.
Yeah, well, let's head on over to Circuit City, boys and girls.
We can splice them together.
I don't know
Coaxial
how to
and a HDMI.
I don't know how to do that either. I
Maybe
don't
we
think
just
I don't think
cram
it's that easy either.
Maybe we just cram the coaxial into the HDMI hard enough. It'll play.
That's probably our best bet. Moving on.
Moving on.
All right, it got really hot in here again. Fable Legends.
All right, I'll open your window.
Fable Legends is going to be free to play when it releases on Xbox One, and they're going to be following the model similar to League of Legends. So you'll have 4 heroes available to play with for free. Then after a set amount of time, a couple weeks, they will move those 4 heroes into a yes. I'm moving on. They will move those 4 heroes into a pay bracket, and then they will move in 4 other heroes that you can play for free. So if you want to continue playing as a hero that you've been working with, you will have to pay for it. And so, Ben, you're a Fable fan.
Oh yeah.
Your thoughts?
I think that's really dumb. Really dumb.
Why?
Super dumb. Because, well, I mean, smart for them, but it sucks as a consumer because I'm all about progress, and if I start building up a character and really start getting attached to that character, of course I'm going to want to keep playing with that character. So to move from free to pay is really stupid, in my opinion.
But the thing is like you would be paying $60 to pour that time into that character. Now you're going to be paying $4, $5.
Yeah.
You just find one you like and buy it. It's not a big deal. I
So
played
wait,
League of
so we don't have
Legends
to
a
pay
while.
for the game?
That is literally what free to play means.
I thought it just meant you had to pay for the online otherwise, but now you don't. Sweet! Never mind. I'm cool with this.
We have show notes every week. I take the time throughout the entire week going on different news sites and posting articles in that explain everything that we're going to be talking about. And Ben comes in and doesn't know what free to play means.
Happy birthday, Lucas.
I read the show notes. I didn't realize that's what that meant.
I am only
I'm
going
gonna
to
tell you exactly what was happening. We were just watching the Stick of Truth, like the opening of the Stick of Truth, and there was a scene where whoever you're playing as gets on the toilet, and you have to tap A repeatedly
To make them
poop, and there's a little poop meter.
I'll show you. Look, I'll show you.
There's a little
see it.
poop meter.
I'm good. I can
that
visualize.
fills
Look,
up with
here.
brown, and then when you
Wait.
poop, it falls out.
While we're podcasting, you're watching the.
Sticky Truth.
I would still just like to point out
Oh,
that
you can get it!
Ben literally did not know that free to play meant that it was free to play. And so because of that, I don't respect any more of your opinions on Fable Legends. What are your thoughts, guys? The 2 people who I now want to listen to.
I played League of Legends for a bit, and I liked that model a lot, actually. You got to try out everybody without having to pay for everybody, and then just buy who you liked. It was good, but it does take a while to try out everybody.
I literally have no interest whatsoever.
So, Fable was always built on like, I don't know. Maybe I haven't studied enough on Fable Legends as I thought I did.
Well, Fable Legends is going to be exclusively online. It's going to be an asymmetrical multiplayer where you are playing 4 heroes versus 1 villain. Who I believe I think you're kind of like a god creature who can release creatures out to try to trap the heroes and destroy the heroes, and so your heroes are attempting to accomplish something while the creature is attempting to thwart that. The godlike villain is attempting to thwart that thing.
Okay.
And so with the villain, there are going to be creatures that are only available to play with in certain areas. You will pay to be able to use those creatures in areas they are not native to. So I think the model's cool, and I think it's an interesting thing because if you're going to jump and do something as different from what Fable was all along, because obviously this is way different than what they used to do.
Used to be RPG.
If you're going to deviate away from it, allow your consumers to be able to get in there without having to take a $60 risk and see if they like it. And then if they like it, and it's anything like League of Legends, it's going to be a cash cow.
Yeah, I had about, on a scale of 1 to 100, I had about 2 interests in Fable. But now I am up to a solid 15.
Sweet. We can play together then.
I will try it out. Now, I wouldn't have.
It's free
Yeah.
to play.
I'll try anything for
It's
free.
free to play.
Chick-fil-A had free
literally-
coffee every day
literally
last
free
week,
to play.
last month.
Oh, that's over. Did you cry?
A little bit. I went to Chick-fil-A like all but, I mean, not counting Sunday. So 4 Sundays I didn't go, and then probably like 4 more regular days. I went to Chick-fil-A 20 days last month.
How many items did you actually purchase?
I purchased things in 2, maybe 3 visits out of 20.
Are you gonna buy any of the coffee now?
Maybe. Actually, it was pretty good coffee. But they thought they were going to get me to buy other stuff with their free coffee, and I just stuck it to the man because every day I wake up and I think,
had a
how can I
lady-
stick it to the man today?
I had one of the ladies ask me, "Okay, now that you have this free coffee, you're gonna come back and buy some coffee when it costs again?" And I was like, "No."
Just showing that the free-to-play model does not work, ladies and gentlemen. Back on topic. Is that all we have about
Conversational podcast.
Are you going to try it?
Maybe. I mean,
It's 4 slots, right? We can all play it together.
That's true.
I want to be
it's
the guy
true.
trying to kill all of you.
That'd
we
be
can
fun,
make that
too.
happen. Buy Evolve, you idiot.
Yeah.
We can make that happen as soon as the podcast's over. The 3 of us are going to go hide, and you can hunt us down in real
That
life.
would be so
That
cool.
would be a really fun game, actually.
We should do that.
I've got a lot of pent-up
my
aggression toward all
I
of
got
you.
knives. I got knives.
You don't go hunting a man.
The most dangerous game.
Moving on.
All right, next item on the list. Microsoft teases E3 surprises and promises Xbox One relentless innovation. This is from an article from GameSpot. So, obviously, E3 is maybe the single most important event from a marketing standpoint of the year for different consoles. And so obviously Xbox is going to want to show innovation. PlayStation is going to want to show innovation. Nintendo is going to want to show innovation. We normally just cover Xbox and PlayStation, so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're not wildly speculating about it because we're going to have a whole entire episode in May dedicated to our predictions, and we're gonna make some sort of wager. I don't know what it's going to be yet. It's going to be awesome though about how many of our predictions will come true.
Gentlemen's agreement.
Yeah.
Sonic has half-price milkshakes again. That's what we used to bet.
Oh yeah, that is true.
A
Yeah, we'll do
gentleman's
that.
wager.
We'll say the person who gets the most predictions right at E3 will get a half-price milkshake, 3 half-price milkshakes, one from each of the losers. How's that? That work?
It works.
Sounds
all
like
right.
a very good deal.
So
Awesome.
you're going to be drinking like 4 milkshakes?
At one time, I'm getting a lot.
So you have to
Remember
cash in
when-
the same, like all the same time.
No. Just on 3 different occasions.
Can I put
somebody-
all of my milkshakes?
All right,
into
we're
one
not
milkshake?
talking about this. All right. Anyway, so we're not going to talk about our speculation right now, but I want to talk about. Did we all have a chance to watch at least one of the shows from last year? I watched both. You watched the Sony one with me. You watched the Microsoft one with me.
Yeah.
Did you
I
watch
think-
any of them?
I
I think
thi-
we watched both of them
We
together.
watched. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking back onto last year, coming into this year, what do you think they need to keep doing that they started last year, both Sony and Microsoft, and what are they going to need to change?
Microsoft has already learned from last year's mistakes, I think. In everything that I've read from them is clearly focused on games.
Well, yeah. and they started that last year.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm thinking 2 years.
Yeah,
ago.
2 years ago.
I'm an old man with an old memory. But yeah. So that's good. I don't know. I'm not.
I think both Seth and I were fairly unmoved by Sony's last year.
It was the most boring thing I'd ever seen.
The pacing was horrible.
And they spent like an hour and a half talking about a show called Powers that I have no interest in watching.
And I don't think has come yet, right?
No, not yet.
Sony, greatness waits.
Well, here I'll give a couple of my thoughts, and then maybe this will spark some thinking for you. See, here's the thing: like I know some of the stuff I'm going to ask before, like long before I tell you guys. So, first of all, Microsoft, keep riding that Phil Spencer hype train. Whoop whoop whoop.
We love you, Phil Spencer.
We love you, Phil Spencer.
We love him because I think 2 years ago it was a very real possibility that Microsoft, that the Xbox One could have just been a dismal failure. And then they switched over the leadership to Phil Spencer, and he did awesome with it. Like their show last year was, I don't know, an hour and a half long, and an hour and 25 minutes of it was games. It was a barrage of games exclusively on Xbox, coming to you through the Xbox. What's their indie program called? It totally left my brain. But through their indie like games. And it's funny because with Sony, the 2 years before that, the year before that, Sony won because they had such a focus on the gaming environment and what the PlayStation was going to bring to the gamer. And Xbox was raked over the coals because it seemed like they were just talking about entertainment. But last year, the script got flipped sort of, and Sony talked a lot about entertainment stuff. And they also talked a lot about indies that nobody cared about. And they talked about a TV show that, number one, nobody cared about. Number two, we've yet to see. And I think Sony got complacent and really arrogant about their position with Xbox, because I know at least on 3 or 4 occasions, me and Seth looked at each other like they just kind of tried to hit Microsoft below the belt with that comment. Like they did a lot of that during last year's E3. And so I think the similar refocus.
Let's be honest, though. Even the year before that, like that was their entire strategy, and it worked really well that year.
Right.
It was just, all right, cool. Microsoft had a slip up. Let's focus entirely on making everyone hate Microsoft.
Yeah. And with a complete unawareness of the fact that Microsoft had gained back significant ground on them and was going to gain back a lot more ground over the next thing. Here's the thing I'd like to see with E3. And you may totally disagree with this. But I don't think they should talk about anything at E3 that will not be in our hands by the next E3. And here's my reason for that. There are here's a good example. Kingdom Hearts. The Kingdom Hearts 3 game it's coming. It's going to be coming to PlayStation 4 eventually. Sony. But for all intents and purposes, that game probably isn't coming until late 2017, 2018. And they showed that thing at E3 2 years ago. And to a lot of people, that communicates to them like, oh, this game's close. And it's not.
Yeah, I've got a deep pain in me ever since they showed that Mirror's Edge 2 trailer.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought, all right, that's coming this year, but it's not. I don't know when it's coming.
And I think with E3 being the biggest marketing platform that you have, you're getting a lot of people who are just kind of, and I don't mean this in any sort of derogatory term, it's just the fact of the matter that not everybody has time to just dedicate their free time to video games. There's a lot of casual fans out there who see something announced at E3 and think, man, that's coming soon. And Mirror's Edge 2, it's like we haven't heard anything since that E3. And Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't coming for years and years down the road. And those are things that when they come, they're going to sell. Like, you don't need to start the hype train that far out. And focus on the stuff that is coming in the next year, because you're going to get to have another conversation with gamers the next June. So those are my 2 recommendations. Thoughts?
I agree with literally everything you just said.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, just to be contrarian,
Which is weird. Usually I have
I think
something
they need to
wrong.
fire Phil Spencer.
we didn't mean it, Phil.
You watch your mouth.
We love you, Phil.
I'm kidding.
We
I
need to-
think they should just start referring to him as the conductor, because he knows how to drive the hype train.
That is very true. Like,
Phil the Conductor Spencer.
But the thing he does so well is it doesn't feel like contrived. Like when he talks, I don't feel like he's just trying to get me hyped about it. He just has a. You can tell he loves games. He loves Xbox, and he wants Xbox ID. That's what it's called. That's what the indie program's called. It just hit me. But that's what he's good at. He comes across as a guy who knows games, knows gamers, loves Xbox, and wants to see it do well, which is what I want out of somebody who's leading a company.
Right. Especially a gaming company.
And a little bit of knowledge of how to make money. But anyway.
A little bit.
For all I care, he could have a knowledge of losing money because I would like to spend nothing on my games and enjoy it.
Phil Spencer, make it so.
It's a great business model.
We give away everything for free so that everyone's really happy with us.
They just go to like Fund Me and like people will like donate to them so they can get free games.
That is literally like paying for a game.
It could be cheaper. You could have some people like me who wouldn't put any money into it, not just get the free games.
Batman Arkham Knight will be rated M. All other Batman games in this series, and I think that have ever been invented ever, have been rated at most T. And I think almost is it every Batman movie that's released has been PG-13? I know all of the ones in the last trilogy were, and I think all of the other ones were rated
really
PG-13.
loud.
Who is?
You are.
Me?
It's
Yeah.
never been anything more than PG-13. That's for sure.
Right.
There have been some under, like Adam West.
Like Adam West.
Isn't he dead? Didn't he die?
No.
No. Don't do
I thought
that
he
to
died
me.
recently.
No, that was Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy.
Adam West. My mom said the first Batman
Stop making
died.
hand signals.
And I said, I don't think Adam West died. And she said, yeah, I think he died.
He
and
didn't die.
she's thinking about Leonard Nimoy.
Well, Ben, your mom doesn't know anything.
My mom doesn't know who Spock is. Way to go, Mom.
We're talking about Batman. How do we get on Leonard Nimoy? Going to be rated M. I think that's interesting. And basically, the reason that it's rated M is because they were like, we didn't make the game with the rating in mind. We just told the story we wanted to tell, turned it over to the people who make that decision, and got back an M rating. And we're not going to change it to get that to change.
I like that. Because it's for the same reason I liked this most recent Batman trilogy. It's a lot truer to where the comic books are at. Like a lot of people that I knew were not a fan of how dark the Joker was because they're used to animated, happy, haha, that's funny Joker. Like you guys
New
remember
42?
Huh?
The New 42 Batman?
New 52, but
New 50
even
is it New
before that
52?
though,
Oh, okay.
even before that though, like the Joker's a real messed up dude.
Mhm.
Like
really, all of the villains in Batman are like just deranged.
Like when you guys remember in the I'm blanking on the Batman movie. Not Batman Begins, the second one.
Batman Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. He does the magic trick with a pencil and just like jams it into that dude's brain. I was literally the only person in the theater laughing hysterically at that. It was great.
It's a joke.
It's hilarious.
He's a joke.
I made a yoke.
But those villains are twisted, and having an M rating probably means it's staying true to how twisted those villains are. So
Right.
that's going to be cool.
Well, and we were talking about this on the phone earlier about Power Rangers and how like with Batman and really any comic book superhero, there's going to be a segment of kids who are going to be drawn to those sorts of things, and so many people developing under the names of these like popular franchises have to keep that in mind. And I think it takes a lot for a studio to say, hey, we know that there's going to be kids drawn to this that are going to be quote unquote it's going to be off limits for them. They're going to get their hands on it either way. But just to say we want to stay true to the story we want to tell. And honestly, this Arkham arc is dark. It's really, really dark. And in this game, all of these villains have come together to wreak havoc on Gotham, and you can only wreak so much havoc and stay with a teen rating. Like you got to kill some people. You got to do some shady, messed up stuff to be terrorizing an entire city. And so, I'm totally cool with it.
Yeah. You remember the laughing gas in the animated series? The Joker was dropping on everybody.
Yeah.
They invented the laughing gas as a means of maintaining the Joker's craziness, but also dealing with the fact that they couldn't kill people in a children's cartoon show.
Well, and the whole premise of Batman is that he doesn't kill; he incapacitates.
Which you brought up an interesting. I went and watched the trailer after we talked. I hadn't watched it when we talked. But he throws that guy up in that tank turret thing, shoots him, I thought it was just like incidental. He got clipped by something, but that's like Batman's car shoots this guy. I'm wondering, like, was that a fatal shot? It looked pretty fatal.
Like, does Batman take this and realize, like, I'm not gonna be able to clean up this city?
He
without...
puts them in that RQOW Ghoul pool and gives him some life back. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got it all figured out.
Ra's al Ghul.
So, yeah, I'm cool with it. You cool with it?
I'm cool with it. I'm always cool.
I'm gonna play it.
I can still buy it. I don't even get carded at GameStop anymore. What's up?
What's up?
Happy birthday, Luke.
Next item on the list: Hotline Miami 2. The Hotline Miami 2 Wrong Number, which is the sequel to the heavily critically acclaimed, the critically acclaimed. It doesn't need another word. Hotline Miami 1 is going to be releasing on March 10th on PlayStation and PC. I played a little bit of the first one, and it's awesome. It's like a twin stick top down shooter where it's super brutal. You get killed instantly if an enemy like sees you and shoots at you, and you have to dodge their attacks and stuff, and then kill them. And it's got an interesting story, an awesome soundtrack, and Hotline Miami 2 is not deviated at all from the things that made the first one great. So I will probably be playing this when it comes out.
I'd never even heard of it until this.
You should go watch videos of it. It's awesome. It's
I
really
just think
cool.
about it being like a Crank Yankers game where you have to like make prank phone calls to people.
That's a great idea. For my sixth IP.
It's a TellTale game. You have to like make the decision of what you're going to say on the phone.
Crank Yankers, the TellTale game.
Make it happen, Phil. Next item on the list: online heists are going to be coming to GTA 5 on March 10th.
Finally.
Woohoo!
You set your coffee on the dash.
You set your coffee on the dash.
It's about time. How long has GTA been out?
I feel like we talked about this 2 months ago, and the
Here's
game had
the
already
thing,
been
though.
out since like October.
They promised it to 360 players.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So I mean, this is the re-release, and they were still waiting on it to come. So, have PC gamers gotten GTA 5?
No, they're getting it in April.
Well, at least they'll get heist with that. Maybe.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
This is one of those I'll believe it when I see it kind of thing. Well, and Rockstar's pretty good about... Wait, I'm saying that while talking about something that they announced was going to be ready that they didn't deliver on, so I take it back. Moving on.
You going to play heist with me, Luke?
I don't own that game anymore.
Do you not really? I thought you had it. So.
No, I traded it in.
Oh, man.
I just... open world games, man, they just don't grip me. They don't grip me anymore. They used to. Next item on the list, a new Guitar Hero game is going to be announced at E3. This is from an article from VG 24/7. We talked about Rock Band last week, and I think it's pretty much across the board. People like Rock Band more than Guitar Hero at this table, correct?
I like both equally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know our producer, Dizzy, that's already his nickname, Cooper, likes Rock Band more than he likes Guitar Hero. Is that right? Give us a thumbs up if you're in trouble.
He can't hear us through his headphones, and there's a delay.
All right. He'll give us a thumbs up in about 25
But yes, he prefers
seconds.
Rock Band.
What about you?
Yes.
You?
Probably Rock Band, yeah.
I'll say this. I prefer I prefer Rock Band. Oh gosh, it's so good. I prefer Rock Band over anything after the third Guitar Hero.
Yes. I understand.
Okay.
English.
See.
Good.
You
Bueno.
vote me good. Yes, Philadelphia. So yeah. Guitar Hero coming to next gen consoles. Next. Yes. Rise of the Tomb Raider developer in an interview with GameSpot talked about how their exclusivity allowed them to realize all that they wanted to do in this game, kind of make the Tomb Raider that they wanted to. I didn't realize this. But in reading this article from GameSpot, this exclusivity that they have with Xbox is only different in the sense of it is a release exclusivity. They had DLC exclusivity on the last Tomb Raider title with Xbox. And so the relationship just kind of followed this natural evolution to release exclusivity. But we've talked about this a lot, that like games being exclusive is really only bad for gamers when it's just like from a marketing standpoint for a console. But like if a game needs that upfront money to develop the game that they want to develop, exclusivity is not a terrible thing, and especially timed exclusivity, which is what it looks like this Tomb Raider game is going to be. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Sounds good to me. But
I really have no opinions on these.
Since well, go ahead.
Oh, go
ahead. You go ahead.
Please,
No,
Ben.
you.
Please, Ben.
No,
I have no
no,
idea what I
you.
was gonna say.
I now that I own both consoles, the exclusivity thing does not matter to me in the slightest. But I think it is. I agree with your point about like having that upfront money to be able to make a better game. If they need like more development money to be able to produce a more like solid game, I'm all for that. I'm all for exclusivity. But I'm also all for exclusivity because it helps with deciding which console to buy the game for a lot easier because it only has one console I can buy the game for.
I only have to think about it for about a half an hour.
Instead of a whole hour.
and we talked about that before, and it seems like you could do more if you were developing just for one system in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like once you get into the Kinect stuff, like you could do stuff with the Kinect that the PlayStation can't do at all. What's happening?
I'm sorry. There's
Go
a
ahead.
question on the stream from Laza92, who is from France, from Paris, France. Welcome from Paris. Wants to know if any of us can speak some French. I got you.
I can speak French.
Omelette du fromage?
Je suis le plus noir de la classe. You're welcome. All right.
What did you just say?
Don't worry about it.
I know what it means.
Anyway, what were you saying? I apologize. I cut you off. I'm going to give you a little
I don't
background.
know, this is better.
This is better. This is more
This
interesting.
is way more interesting than Tomb Raider.
It's all right. They'll put it in the comment section hopefully later. Let's see. I was looking for the quote here about it. Live television.
Je m'appelle Legumes.
Oh, we're talking about exclusivity.
Yeah.
My name
And
is
if you
Louise.
develop exclusively, you can focus on the hardware of what you're developing for instead of having to make compromises to make it playable on both.
I'm
That's what I
trying.
was saying.
I really enjoy. I was noticing this with the order because kind of what we talked about last week a little bit on the podcast and off. These exclusive games that are designed for one controller, one system, run and play so much smoother than things like third-party games that are built for just everything. God knows what things. Call of Duty that's built for the Wii and for the PlayStation and for the Xbox and for the DS for God knows what reason. It's a much better experience when a game is built for one system because you're going to be playing it with a controller that's designed to be the most comfortable for your hand. I don't know. I really like exclusivity. As long as you can afford two consoles.
Well,
yeah.
and that brings up a good point with like we talk a lot, and maybe not on the podcast, and maybe we don't talk about it a lot. Maybe I just think about it. But with the DualShock 4 and the touchpad, like it's not utilized that much, and the only time you really see it utilized is in exclusive games.
Mm-hmm.
Because why is somebody releasing on Xbox One and PS4 going to think of creative ways to use a touchpad that's why are they going to put development time into that when it's only going to affect half of its user base? Here's a good point that I wanted to bring up from the comment section here. This is from The Delinquent, who is a regular listener. Thank you for listening to us, The Delinquent. He says, exclusivity is overrated, and this is a different kind of exclusivity he's talking about. I mean, who wants to buy a new Soul Calibur game 3 times just to play as the one exclusive character? And he's talking about not necessarily console exclusivity, as much as retail exclusivity, like buy this from GameStop, you get these weapons. Buy this from Walmart, you get these.
See, that I don't like.
Yeah, I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of retail exclusivity.
You look like you're you get into like this anticipatory position of like I'm just biding my time,
Sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't.
waiting to word strike.
Word strike. I'm just waiting to belittle
Pounce
whatever
on-
you have
pounce
to
at
say,
me,
so go
Larry.
ahead and start talking.
And pounce at me, bro.
Yeah. The thing is with a lot of like the console, the retail exclusivity stuff, and I guess he's talking about characters, which is a little different. But when it comes to equipment, the thing you're getting exclusively is going to be completely obsolete and underpowered for what you're able to use after you play for a few hours. Like we learned that with Destiny, the exclusive what was it, fusion rifle or whatever that we got, or assault rifle. I don't remember
There
what
were
it
a couple
was.
of weapons and some armor.
But like we started playing the game at 12:30. by 3:30 that morning, we had weapons that were way better than the weapons that we got through exclusivity.
We had unlocked weapons that are way better than the one we got through exclusivity before we figured out how to get the ones that we got through exclusivity.
I still haven't figured that out, to be honest.
That's very true. So, retail exclusivity as far as like you can only access this in like character through that. I'm not a huge fan of that. But I'm also not one of those guys who would go out and buy 3 copies of a game just to be able to play the exclusive character. I'd just be like, screw it, you know. Can I say that?
Yeah, sure.
You took our clean rating away.
You better
so.
ask the Lord.
Moving on. Lionsgate, the film company who owns the rights to Hunger Games and a billion other things, who Larry will give us some insight on, has made a significant investment in TellTale. This comes from an article on GameSpot. And again, I forget to click the link before I start talking about it. So really, everyone heard Lionsgate and TellTale and immediately said Hunger Games game. But Larry has dove into this research a little bit and has some wild speculatory thoughts.
Lionsgate makes lots of things I enjoy. There are lots of avenues they could take besides Hunger Games. It's probably Hunger Games, I'll be honest. They're probably right. But also, Lionsgate did the Transporter series. So, like, picture this. You are Frank. You are this guy that transports stuff. You stay alive and stay professional with these strict rules you follow. You roll up in front of the bank and you break one of your rules. You set your coffee on the desk.
I was waiting for it, man. I was waiting for it.
Did you see it coming?
I saw it go a mile away, my dude.
But yeah, they have Ender's Game. They made that movie. You could have an Ender's Game TellTale game. That might be neat.
That was kind of a weird movie, though.
Twilight, like you decide, am I going to stare at Bella for 5 hours or 7 hours?
Oh my gosh.
You're Next, which is a horror movie we all watched and enjoyed. It's like
So good!
It's like the Home Alone of horror films.
It's like a buddy comedy with horror.
It's real gruesome and should be unnerving, but it's an enjoyable film to watch.
You're Next. Go watch it. It's awesome.
So, like, you decide where you're going to put your little traps, your paint can swinging down the stairs or whatever. That might be neat.
You decide the order in which you're going to kill everybody.
They're doing the Power Rangers reboot. They've got the Saw movies.
Is that a real Power Rangers reboot?
Yeah, in 2016. They did the Saw movies. They got.
Is it going to be that dark vision?
Not quite that dark.
Oh,
They're
Fans are
responsible
hoping
for
it
a
is
ton of
gritty,
games.
but not as gritty as that.
okay.
I mean, they're responsible for a lot of movies.
The Cabin in the Woods. Did you guys see that?
Oh yeah, we watched it together.
That'd be an excellent TellTale game. Like with all this, because remember
With all the meta
their choices.
involved,
Their choices determined the fate that they received.
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing, Havana Nights.
Yeah. Medea. Do I even need to say any more?
Do I want to tell this unfunny joke or this unfunny joke?
Yes.
Do they do a lot of Tyler Perry stuff? Because I feel like it's a lot of Tyler Perry stuff here.
I don't
If they do one Tyler Perry thing, they do all of the
I
Tyler
would-
Perry
I would
stuff.
imagine.
310 to Yuma. That'd be a good little.
They did Hotel Rwanda. You can decide, do I want to say 10 F words in this sentence or do I want to say 16 F words in this sentence with Don Cheadle? There were a couple others on this list.
Repo, the opera.
It's the genetic opera.
Oh,
So-
whatever.
Larry the Cable Guy, Health Inspector. That would make a great game.
Yeah. Do I want to tell this unfunny joke or this unfunny joke?
There was,
Did you have a Larry the Cable Guy Medea crossover?
The eye.
and no one notices the difference. They're like, I still haven't laughed at all.
Oh, it's like Phoenix Attorney, the Lincoln Lawyer. That's what you could do. It's like Phoenix Wright. Everybody loves Phoenix Wright games.
I don't know what that means.
Ace Attorney.
I understand that reference.
There was another one that I wanted to make a joke on, and now I can't find it. It's gone. It's away. Anyway, it's interesting because they do own so many different film franchises, and there's a lot that can work there. But from this article that I read, I'll just read some of this to you. The Lionsgate TellTale collaboration will continue the extension of Lionsgate film and television brand into the game space and will bring Lionsgate's expertise in creating and marketing premium content to TellTale's unique narrative-driven storytelling approach to gaming, both companies said in a statement. The partnership also means the two can now explore opportunities to co-develop existing and original IP into episodic games and TV, Lionsgate said. This is what I think is interesting within this.
Talk to me.
Everyone who's talked about this has looked in the direction of going from film to game adaptation. But what this article says is that this is going to be a two-way street, that the stuff that Lionsgate owns, they're going to allow TellTale to develop games for. But you remember a couple weeks ago we talked about TellTale working on a new IP that's going to bring massive innovation that's never happened before. I can also see this being a situation where Lionsgate got a glimpse at what they were working on and said, man, this would translate really well to television or film. And so that two-way street would be able to work it back. And which gets me really, like that just random connecting of dots gets me kind of excited about what TellTale could be announcing.
That would be awesome. And like, ooh, what if you get really invested in this series, this game / TV series, and then the path that most of the players choose is the path that the television series goes?
Oh,
That'd be neat.
Larry,
That'd be awesome.
birthday brains.
Or when you buy the movie, you get a special clicker that lets you make the choices through the movie.
That sounds exact, and you use a controller to do it, and it's exactly like a video game.
But it's labeled as a DVD.
They don't even release
Blu-ray.
on Blu-ray.
The dying art. Of
If you would like to make
Laserdisc.
if you would like to make this decision, please insert VHS 4.
Yeah, it's so good.
Some more awesome news coming out. There is a collector's edition of Dying Light releasing in Europe that is selling for £250,000, which is $368,000 US. Ben,
There is one.
there's one up for grabs.
Yeah.
You want to tell us what's in this thing?
Yeah,
You have
sure,
it
I
pulled up?
can. I
'Cause
think I do.
It's very interesting. This Ben already purchased it, so.
Yep, so you can't go buy it if you wanted to buy it.
Oh, whoa, IGN! I didn't want you to
There's
play
no
that.
way for you to buy it if you wanted to buy it. Sorry. But I'll let you go. So for those of you who don't know how to convert money, 250,000
Like you
pounds.
do know how to convert
Yeah.
money.
I do know how to read this article.
Yeah, I know how to read this article. That is $386,338 US, and that is 493,400 Aussie dollars. I don't know what an Australian dollar is.
You did.
Is that
That's
francs?
more than
Is that
2
francs?
days of my
That
salary.
dollars.
Dollars on the Barbie. For that asking price, though, buyers will receive 4 steelbook copies of Dying Light, a custom-built zombie shelter house, zombie avoidance parkour lessons with ambi-sound, a Be the Zombie mode match with the developers, a rigged Be the Zombie mode match with the developers, a trip to visit and party with the developers of Techland at Rollcloth, Poland, and Dying Light brand night vision goggles with adult diapers and 2 Razer Tiamat headphones and a human-sized Volta figure. And your face will be skinned into the Night Hunter character model on the video game.
How many
Yes.
diapers?
I think there's like a pack.
I'm gonna need way more.
Why in God's name do you need 4 copies of the game?
To play with your friends
okay,
in your
wait.
shelter.
Okay, we are more concerned about why on God's green earth would you need the? Why do you need adult diapers?
Well, because
To crap yourself. You're going to crap yourself during the night scenes. It's got the night vision goggles.
They're probably to give to your significant other to wear while they open up the credit card
The
statement.
life-size Volta figurine is for your house to put outside your house to scare off intruders. Let me tell you.
So this is a life-size shanty that you're getting?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
a
like
real
it's real.
house.
It's a real house. It comes with the Xbox One. You have a DJ turntable in your living
Why
room
do you need a
to entertain
DJ
people.
turntable?
There's a 360 view on top of the cabin that you get. You can get add-ons. I've watched a video about the add-ons you can purchase for this cabin.
He's so excited about this because he's like, it's coming in the mail next week.
You
They're
can
mailing this house
you
to
can
me.
either pay for installation. That's $12,500. $12,000
What is this, like
to
an
install
IKEA home? An
to
IKEA
install
home
this
that you have
cabin.
to put-
Or you can have your group of friends come together and help you build this with them, included in the house.
And then you give him the 4 steelbook copies. That's what
Hey
that's
guys,
for.
come help me build a house. I'll give you a
Yeah.
copy of Dying Light.
I had $300,000 to drop on this package. I didn't have $12,000 to have them put it together.
The bank wouldn't give me that loan. They said it's too much. No, you included with it. You get a gardening place within your cabin that's like underground, so you get sunlight, but it's like guarded off from everything, so you can garden there. You get a water filtration system, full solar power. You're completely cut off the grid. You've got waste
You're on
disposal.
Xbox Live. You're not-
Yeah, you have Wi-Fi that is not within the government regulated Wi-Fi, so you've got Google
So
Fiber.
you're a felon.
I think you made that point up.
some of the add-ons though for real. They have a
none of that was real.
No, that was real within
That
the
shows
cabin.
you how ridiculous this is.
That's serious. That's seriously
okay.
within the cabin. Yeah, that's
okay.
real.
The
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
I don't know about the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi may not be real. I don't know about. That's the only thing I don't know.
If you didn't read it, it's probably not real.
You can get a flamethrower, a freaking flamethrower. Seriously, a flamethrower. You can.
Okay.
You can
That's
add
the
a
best way to shovel
flamethrower.
your driveway.
They have a bunch of add-ons that you can purchase with your cabin, but my thing is, yeah, you are spending $300,000 on this cabin, and you have to pay $12,000 to get it installed.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say this is completely fake, and this is just to generate the whole thing. It's completely fake.
I hope it's real. I hope the person who buys it included our parkour lessons from the Traceurs that did the motion cap for the game. And I hope that whoever buys it is just like 400 pounds and tries to do the parkour lessons.
And the diapers don't fit.
If I made a good amount
That's
of
the
money,
whole reason I bought this thing.
if I made a good amount of money and I was looking for a house, I would maybe consider a mortgage on this this thing here.
And this is why Ben will never be out of financial distress.
Nope, never. I
but-
think it's funny that the game you play with the developers is rigged. That's kind of
I know, like, hey, you probably won't be able to beat us, but we'll let you beat us so that you can brag to all your
That
friends.
rigged thing where it says rigged in the description makes me think that it's a joke.
My thing, and my thing is that if I've got $300,000 to drop on a game, I don't need anything else to brag about. You know,
This is on the flyer. Round trip to Techland party with Steve, the zombie consultant. Dominate your devs in a rigged Be the Zombie match so you can brag to all your friends.
but it didn't Saints Row do like $1 million collector's edition, and then somebody did the math, and all of it added up to like $670,000 or something like that. It included a bunch of ridiculous stuff like jet skis and like a gold briefcase, and it just had all kinds of ridiculous stuff. But here's the thing. You win, Techland. We're talking about Dying Light yet another week on our podcast.
Do you have to include the diapers if you're buying a $300,000 house? Like, can you just go buy diapers?
Why? I mean, I'll take whatever you give me for free.
Yeah, that's
last
true, I
month,
guess.
every day last month, Chick-fil-A.
If you have that money to spend on a safe house, do you have friends? I'm sure you do. I'm sure there's a lot of friends that.
If
are
you've got
lining up.
$300,000 that you can just drop on anything, I'm sure you've got some friends you've dropped money onto and just giving them free stuff.
I would hang around for your free stuff.
Yeah.
I'd hang
Every
around
day
for your
last month,
cabin.
Chick-fil-A had free.
Here's an interesting point that Seth just made. If it's like a nationwide house, like a compartment house that you're buying, how safe is that going to be from zombies?
Okay.
Is that
if
really
you
the
are,
concern?
Yeah.
if you're that concerned about zombies, you don't have that much money. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
I've been prepping for months.
The rapture and the zombies are coming the same day at the same time.
Literally months.
There's a
Months.
much cheaper way to. Never mind. Moving on.
Moving on.
Free to play, massive multiplayer online RPG. Neverwinter will be available on Xbox One on March 31st, and a lot of people are excited about this game, and very World of Warcrafty. Yeah. Anyone know anything about this game? Excited about it? Thoughts?
I'd like to try it.
It's free.
Yeah.
I won't try it. I have zero interest in these kind of games.
I like winter and would hate to live in a world where it's never winter.
I was
I'm out.
just thinking about how I'm looking so forward to spring. Last night this happened,
Spring
and then I
training.
was like, wait a minute, bees come out in spring. Please, groundhog, go away.
Diz is terrified of bees because he is allergic to them. I told him if he ever died from a bee sting, I wouldn't say anything at his funeral.
I kill bees in his presence all the time and tell him that I've saved his life and he owes me.
Next item on the list, Little Big Planet Vita developer Targier Studios has announced their I don't know if it's PS4 exclusive, so nix that from the record. Redacted. Hunger that will be coming to PlayStation 4. That's all they've announced it for so far.
Hunger. Lightning.
Did you guys get a chance to watch this trailer?
I did not.
It's like a Little Big Planet, but way, way darker. I'm going to read the description here to you. Hunger is a third-person 3D action-adventure game with stealth and exploration elements. A 9-year-old girl named Six is kidnapped from her home and taken to work in the mall. M-A-W, not M-A-L-L. a surreal underwater resort catering to the whims of the powerful elite. When an unexpected twist of fate offers her a chance at freedom, Six takes a journey through the bizarre and unpredictable world of the mall and catches a glimpse at the corrupt heart of modern happiness. So it sounds sort of like a social commentary, but from the trailer, it looks like a hotel, sort of like a resort that you're exploring and navigating. They do a really good job making it real dark. But then in the trailer, as it zooms out, did you watch it?
Nope. Dead Island.
No, not even a little. As it zooms out, you begin to see that this resort looks like it's built inside of a living creature. And so it's real creepy, but you should check it out sometime.
Little Big Planet scares me as it is because like you get that sack boy,
Sock Boy.
not sock boy. It's
Is it Sack Boy?
It's
It
Sack
is.
Boy. He's weird, man. He got those little button eyes that pierce your soul.
He's like
They have like sack
demon.
birds and sack dogs now. And
I don't. Who names their child Six?
Moving on. There is a resort built in a living
George
creature, and you're asking who names their character.
George Costanza, back in the 90s, said that he was going to name, this is a Seinfeld reference, he said he was going to name his child Seven. He'd been saving that name for years and years, and then some people that he knew decided they really liked the name Seven. They thought it was really original, and they were going to take that from him, and he got upset.
He killed him.
It was a whole, no one was killed, no one was murdered, but, you know, maybe it's something like that. I could see naming a child like Two.
So it's like a modern commentary on. It's like commentary on slavery.
It's going to be an addition.
sounds
game.
like.
It's going to be an addition game for all the kids to learn how to
There's
add and multiply.
There's a cool thing you should look up. What's that website? Made in Free World makes it, but I don't remember the name of the site.
I can't. Slavefootprint.com.
Slaveryfootprint.
Yeah, that's it.
.com or .org. You should go check that out.
.net.gov.
And you take a survey and you find out how many slaves work to give you the life that you live currently.
35.
Yeah.
I had 50 some.
Yeah. So it is a problem.
The delinquent says Kanye West named his child North. Enough said. There we go.
Okay.
But yeah, the game looks really interesting to me. Just because it kind of has that like playful art style sort of Little Big Planet, but like shaded in this really dark atmosphere. And so got my attention. It should be cool. Next item on the list, the Fast and the Furious DLC expansion for Forza Horizon 2 is being developed. This comes from our article from abcnews.go.com. The hugely successful movie franchise is teaming up with the critically acclaimed Forza racing series for a video game featuring cars and missions inspired by Universal Pictures' Fast and Furious film series. The downloadable title will serve as an expansion to Forza Horizon 2, the latest open-world edition of Turn 10 Studios' Forza Motorsports game franchise. I don't know if there's any more details announced on this. I'm not a Fast and Furious fan, but Larry is trying to talk, so I'm going to let him.
The article did mention that you don't actually have to have Forza Horizon 2 to play this add-on.
Oh, really?
It's sort of a standalone title.
Oh, cool.
It's
I would be
marketed
really
as an
interested in that
expansion.
because I love the Fast and the Furious, and I quote the first movie all the time. No one likes the tuna here. Beep beep, and you know what I'm talking about.
What?
Come on. You can get a cheeseburger and fries for $5.95. Bleep. I like the tuna here. Beep beep. Beep.
What?
No one likes the tuna here. It's
What
really
is
hard
happening?
to do.
What is happening? I feel like my brain's getting infiltrated by
God,
aliens.
Go watch the movie.
All right,
go
if
watch
you're R2, I want to be Chewbacca.
and then the
That's
whole
really
podcast
impressive.
just devolves into
I want to be a clicker
into a
from
series of onomatopoeias.
Left 4 Dead.
What is happening to this podcast?
Go watch The Fast and the Furious. The Fast and the Furious, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Not too fast, too furious.
No, The Fast and
Not
the,
too fast for y'all, man.
Not Fast and Furious, not Too Fast, Too Furious. The Fast and the Furious.
Not Tokyo Drift.
Is this the same thing as Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yes.
Is this the one that where? Is this the one that happened recently?
Basically, the essence of what happens is Paul Walker is trying to eat a tuna sandwich, and he's vetting this place because he's a cop.
Oh, I heard this one.
No one else knows that he's a cop at this place, but he's hitting on Vin Diesel's sister, yada yada yada. This other guy doesn't like him being there, so he's like, you can get a cheeseburger at this place for $5. And Paul Walker's like, I like the tuna here. Guy's like, you don't like the tuna here. No one likes the tuna here. Paul Walker's like, yeah, well, I do. And then this song comes on where it's like, watch your back. And they get in a fight over the tuna sandwich.
Because he really wants to.
Do you really not remember this?
I remember. Because this is when he gets brought into the fold.
Yeah, he gets brought into the fold after that.
Yeah.
Dom's like, you should stay away from here. Moving on.
I literally hate all of you.
Happy birthday, Luke.
Happy birthday, Luke.
Sony, this is the funny story from Sony. Sony accidentally erased the list of 20th anniversary PS4 winners. Okay, so apparently there's a little Japanese man working in an office who has the only list available of the PlayStation 4 anniversary winners, the 125 people who won the PlayStation 4 20th anniversary console. And he was like looking at his computer and just was like, well, this doesn't look very important. I'm going to drag this down to the trash file. And not only am I going to drag it down there where I can recover it, but now I'm going to empty my trash because I hate seeing those little balls of paper stacking up inside of it.
I think it was a paper copy. They only had a paper copy. And he sat his coffee on the table, forgot about it, knocked it over, and the list is gone.
Oh, my gosh.
This is seriously.
ISIS clearly...
In their latest act of terrorism.
They hate freedom and they hate PlayStations.
Here's the worst part of this. There are 123 people who thought they were going to win a PS4 anniversary console. And they have basically said, we're going to have to redo this entire contest. All right, I'm entering this contest because no one's going to trust Sony enough to do this right again. So I'm pretty much guaranteed to win one. But now there's 123 people who thought they were going to get this super sweet console who aren't going to get it now.
Had they already been notified that they had won?
Yeah, but I guess their concern is that you could easily forge one of these things.
Yeah. That's
So,
probably it.
I don't know what it is, but oh my gosh. Half Baked Paul said Sony got hacked again.
Kim Jong-il just didn't want us to have it.
I am very excited that a lot of my personal information rests with the company who deleted a list of winners and only had one list. Like they didn't even have a backup list. If the show notes got erased, I would still be able to recover them. And we are a 5-man team. You are a multi-billion-dollar industry, and you cannot keep a list of winners secure. Anyway,
Challenge accepted. We'll see how many show notes you have.
Larry's just chucking all of our laptops into the creek. You can't get them. That does it for the news, guys. What are we like on time?
We're at an hour and 9 minutes.
My God.
Well, right now, I am going to thank people for viewing on our Twitch stream. We are not going anywhere, but what I would like to say is if you have any questions you would like us to discuss, we will discuss those things here on the podcast. And so send those in, and we will talk to them, even if we don't know anything about them, which is what we are awesome at on Player 3 Podcast. But right now, we are going to move into everyone's favorite segment, Random Question of the Week.
The random question of the week for the month for this week.
That's nonsense.
Happy birthday, Luke.
It literally means nothing. All right, so
That's
here's
the
our
joke.
Here's our random question. As our producer seeks out questions coming in, Lolzors says half baked Paul. Here we go.
Hey, my gamer tag is Buttzors.
And Gongzors. I have a monopoly on the whole lower region.
Don't say it first.
Is it region or hemisphere?
Yeah, you know.
I like hemisphere.
Oh crap!
Hemingway.
I don't say hemisphere. I definitely don't say Hemingway. I think I just say the lower half of the body, but we'll get there.
Ruined his whole joke.
I'm sorry.
Great.
I apologize. I just Ben Hankins that. I just jumped in and stomped on it.
You done Hankins the Hankins.
Yes.
Ninja bread.
Okay, we'll just put it in the show notes. We may get to it. All right, but here's our random question of the week for the month for the week.
Random.
We already did it. What has been your biggest gaming disappointment ever? And viewers, you can weigh in on this as well. Biggest gaming disappointment ever.
Yeah, right away. The release of the PlayStation 4.
Why?
You know, it was such an
Why?
exciting. What? Why do you say that?
Well,
It was. We've talked about it before. We were all so excited about that. It was great news. We waited for months and months. I traded in my PlayStation 3 like a month and a half before it came out, so I could get a little bit more store credit. And we get the console, and we had like 2 games to play. I think you guys had 3 because you had NBA 2K14.
Amen.
Hey, amen, brother. Right on. Greg Biffle.
So good.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little.
But anyway, I remember being so disappointed because all I had to play was Call of Duty Ghosts, which was the worst Call of Duty, except the story was great, but the multiplayer just the worst that I'd ever seen. And then like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which was a great game, but that only lasts for so long. I think I had it like 93% completed within a week. It ended up being, I love my PlayStation now. I've got a great variety of things to play on it, and they just keep coming and coming and pulling out now. We've got The Order this month and Bloodborne next month. No, this month. This month now. And MLB The Show. As a year-long baseball fan, I can really enjoy that title now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just that first period. What in God's name is a Mexican wave?
Somebody told us to do a Mexican wave. Don't talk about it. We may lose our clean tag.
All right.
I don't know what that is.
But anyway.
I am naive.
Yeah, just that first initial period of having nothing to play on my brand new console that I just dropped $400 on.
All right. Ben? He's like, I was so busy listening to Seth, I forgot to brain.
I'd say, well, I don't feel like I'm going to steal somebody's, though.
No, you just go.
Okay.
Thief.
I really was disappointed with the Master Chief release.
You right.
I don't have a whole lot of disappointments because I'm kind of an optimistic kind of guy, but I was really sad about when that came out because I had all these like desires to play with you guys and have a lot of awesome memories rebuilt and stuff, and that hasn't quite happened yet.
We still have. We got to play Halo 3 and skip through all the cutscenes.
Yeah, that was fun. I just
whoever hit those buttons, I hope you.
it wasn't
I'm not
me.
gonna say that.
I set my controller down because I wanted to see the majesty that was.
Hatred.
Did you enjoy the campaign, Luke?
I did enjoy the campaign, what I saw of it. If somebody wouldn't have been a jerk skipping through all the
Did you
cutscenes.
understand the main story of what
Seth, you're
happened?
looking real guilty right now.
Look,
It was probably me because I was checking my achievements, and I think for some reason. But anyway.
Look, I understand, Master Chief saved some stuff. Cortana helped him do it, and, they're in love, but not, like, in relationship love.
Kind of like a Mulder and Scully thing.
I mean, that's all I need to know, right?
Larry, I'll see you in the no-no place.
Did you see the undying love that he had for her?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What about you, Larry? One time, I traded in a game.
I know what the story is.
I traded in 3 games, actually, all at once. Call of Duty, Black Ops, some Ghost Recon game that I actually don't miss, and Mirror's Edge, so that I could buy Homefront. Because Homefront was it was made by the guy who made Red Dawn, and Red Dawn is a fantastic film.
The new one is better.
I wanted to fight some commies.
Wolverines.
Oh, gosh.
Patrick Swayze.
Swayze's dead, man.
Get out.
Get over it.
That's horrible.
Look who's talking now.
Anyway.
That's John Travolta, isn't it? Swayze was in
Yes,
that.
that's the joke. Continue. He's so thrown off. Somebody flashbang.
Oh, yeah. So I bought Homefront, and the campaign was awesome. It lived up to every dream that I had for it. But when I went and traded in these games, I noticed that you could get a great deal if you bought a pre-owned copy instead of a new copy. And on the back it said that the new copies came with a battle code to unlock enhanced multiplayer experience or something like that. It's like, you get extra stuff with this battle code. I was like, well, I don't care about extra stuff. So I bought this game used and beat the campaign. It was awesome. Then I hopped on the multiplayer and had a lot of fun for the first 5 levels. It was like Call of Duty's leveling system. Lots of levels. Well, the extra bonus content you get with battle code is actually the rest of the multiplayer experience. It's leveling up past 5.
Oh.
So I was furious, and by that point it was too late to return the game for full price, and EA was not helpful at all.
That was back when EA was including like those online tickets in all of their games to attempt to curb the used game sales, like the loss of stuff, which was one of the biggest improvements on this console generation when EA announced they're doing away with the season ticket model. Because
You could tell most of the games that wanted to do that system had the least attractive multiplayer systems.
yeah,
Like does Assassin's Creed still do it?
no,
I don't think so because
they
I guess
still funnel it all through their Ubisoft at what's that called, the Uplay.
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But that one was just ironic because if they'd been honest about what was included in the new copy, I would have bought the new copy. But instead they're like, extra stuff. I'm like, I don't care about extras.
Yeah.
Jerks.
You care about the actual game,
Yeah,
however.
I'd love to purchase your game.
My biggest disappointment also lies with EA, and that was with Madden 2006. I didn't own a 360 right when it first came out, but I knew a guy who did, and he invited me to come over and to play Madden 2006 with him, and I was like, man, next-gen football, this is going to be awesome. Well, we get there to play it, and the movement of the players was awful. They had this terrible like radio commentary rather than the television broadcast style, and the game was just awful. And it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, not just for Madden like the Madden franchise, but for the next gen stuff altogether. And I think I'm trying to remember what made me go out and buy a 360. I don't remember what it was, but Madden 06. No, it was before Halo 3. But Madden 06 was a huge disappointment for me. So, okay, we oh, okay. Just got a text from my wife telling me that she left me. for the evening.
It was for
the evening.
Never mind what I was going to say. It's not important.
All right, we have a viewer question, and it's a pretty big topic, and a topic I think we're all going to give the same opinion on. We're a console-based podcast, but maybe we can talk about why. It says PC gaming or console gaming. I don't know, like, if they're talking which is better, which do you prefer, or so we're going to take it from which do you prefer because we can talk more about our own opinions than about which is better.
I think it's going to be an easy answer because we all play on consoles,
right?
Primarily.
PC Master Race.
Yeah, console. Yes. All right. Well, but let's talk about this then. Since we are all console gamers, why do you prefer console over PC?
I just like the feel of the controller. I like having it in my hand. I like being able to sit a mile away from the television if I want to. The keyboard, I understand the keyboard has a ton of advantages. I play Tibia.
And you can get a controller for
you can get a controller for it. But it's just something about the atmosphere of the console. Something about using your television. You feel like you're at home playing on a desktop computer right now, or maybe you're at work if you're a work gamer. But you'll probably get fired if you do that after too much. But it's something about like that kind of living room experience that the Xbox sells so much, and that set top. I don't know. That's the appeal for me.
Go ahead.
For me, it's mainly a financial thing, which sounds maybe counterintuitive at first. But with the console, I get my entertainment stuff, my DVD player, Blu-ray player, and my gaming system together, which I guess can be true of the PC. I'm arguing in my head. But I need a laptop for work, and I feel like, I don't know, it's hard to stay on top of the specs to actually run the games as good as you need to run them. And they do look better on PC a lot of the time, but I'd rather just have the simplicity of give me my box that runs my game.
That's my thing. I went away to college, and my dad made the mistake of buying like a laptop package that the school was selling. And I was really thinking, like, I'd like to get Star Wars The Old Republic when it comes out, and that would be like my main MMO that I would play. And then, of course, I realized that the specs of this laptop are vastly inferior to what I would need.
Yeah.
So that was one of the great disappointments of my career.
You pretty much have to go desktop if you want the best thing,
Yeah.
and I can't afford a desktop and a laptop. I gotta go one way or the other.
Well, you don't need a desktop and a laptop. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got a cell phone in your pocket.
You want to give your thoughts?
I can do mine first if you want me to.
I can go. That's fine. I'll go.
Doesn't matter.
I'll go. I always
don't
have
have
the
to
last
speak
word.
fast,
And so, for me, it's about if I go into a store and the game box says PS4 on it, I know I can take it home, put it in my PS4, and it's going to run. And it's going to run at the specs that the developers wanted it to run at. Whereas with a PC game, I've got to go in, check the back of the box, make sure my computer can at least run it, and then I'm still not guaranteed that my computer can run it to the specs that the developer intended it to be ran at. And so for me, it's about a convenience of it's sort of like the living room experience for you. Like I like being able to sit back on my couch and play games. I like having it all underneath my TV, everything that I need. But I also just like knowing that if I go and I buy something specifically for it, it's going to come home and it's going to work, and it's going to work how it's supposed to work. Well, for the most part. And also, I think it's really expensive to put together a PC that can run games. Because I'm one of those guys, like, if I own something, I want to own the best of it. And so if I'm going to have a PC, I want it to be doing, 4K or they do 5K now, I think, right? Like I want
to know what you're talking about.
like resolution. I want it to be the best of the best that it can be, and that's expensive. Whereas I can pay $400 for a console and be good,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I would say my big draw to console gaming over PC gaming. I started out as a console gamer. I mean, I guess it's because my parents purchased a console for me, and they didn't really work. Like computers were. It sounds like I'm super old, but computers weren't like anywhere near what they are now when I was younger. So like you got a console to play video games. Your computer was to do spreadsheets or whatever they used them for back when I was young. But like
you die of dysentery and you can put together an Excel spreadsheet.
Right. It was always just like consoles were about games and PCs were about, I played a flight simulator and like Roller Coaster Tycoon and stuff on PC, but everything was about like the console. And if I wanted to go to if I wanted to go to my friend's house and bring my SNES and play Mortal Kombat, like we could do that. Like I just bring it over and bring the cartridge over and like have my two controllers and just we'd game it up. And there's a significant thing to change when it comes to like portability within having a console versus a PC, because you can't pick your desktop up and carry it to your friends. I mean, you can, but it would be very difficult to do. And I can pack my Xbox up and carry it to my friends. I've done it before when GTA 5 came out for 360. I brought it over here and we played it for a while and stuff. So there's a significant amount of portability within the console. There's a significant amount of the console is made to play video games, where in the PC can do a bunch of other things. So
I didn't think about this till you started talking. I was just talking off the cusp, but I actually started out as far as shooters go. I started gaming on a console, but I started playing shooters on PC. I was way into Unreal Tournament, those games, and there was a Delta Force game that was a lot of fun. But what wound up drawing me out of PC and into consoles in that arena was consoles started having shooters that were worth playing, GoldenEye, and B, it's something that we're starting to lose, and I'm sad about it. Diz is sad about it. I could sit down in the same room with the people I was playing with, and we could shoot each other.
Right.
So that was a big draw to me. And even when I was real butthurt about how few games have couch co-op anymore, you remember me saying, I might just ditch this console generation and go back to PC.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We have some more questions rolling in, and I want to get to those. But I don't want to go over for our podcast listeners. And so we're gonna end our podcast, the audio show, right here for the people who listen. If you want to hear us cover the rest of the viewer questions, head over to youtube.com/player3podcast. We'll put the extended edition of the episode up on there. So we're going to go around the circle. We're going to give our Twitter stuff, and then we'll get out of here on the audio.
I won't give you my Twitter stuff because I don't use Twitter, but I'll give you my my gamertag stuff and my Twitch stream channel. All of it is HuBombTrady. The only thing that is different for Xbox Live is HuBombTrady, 3 words. So that's WHOBOMTRADY, HuBombTrady, on all 3 services. And I'd play with you on either console. It doesn't matter. Yep.
And what are you going to be playing this week?
I'll be playing Dying Light, probably some Evolve with you guys. I'll be playing a little bit of maybe Titanfall if you guys are feeling up to it. And I want to play some GTA now that heists are going to be. Oh, well, it won't be this week. It'll be next week.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, next week, yeah.
Hey, I'm Seth. You can find me on the Xbox Live at Dongzors, that's DONGZORZ, or on PSN at Buttzors, that's BUTTZORZ. I've got a monopoly on that whole lower body thing. On the rare occasion I stream, you can find me on Twitch at Buttzors as well. Again, I'll spell that as BUTTZORZ. This week I'll probably be playing a lot of Evolve with you guys and with some other guys when you guys aren't playing. Maybe a little bit of The Order again. I finished that this week and really enjoyed it. And then maybe some Master Chief Collection if we all want to go through Halo 4 at some point.
Ooh,
that needs to happen. I'm Larry Hunt. I'm switching back, sliding back and forth more than usual because I drank a lot of coffee and water, and I really need those Dying Light adult diapers right now. I'm on Twitter and Twitch at Lair Hunts Zombies, LARHUNTS ZOMBIES, and on Google Plus at Plus Larry Hunt. And if what's the other thing I'm at? Oh yeah, streaming this week, playing. I will be playing Destiny because someone got that for me, so I'm back into that. And I'm enjoying it more this time around now that I have tempered my expectations of what the game is. And hopefully some Halo 4 with you fellas.
Oh, that'd be awesome, yeah.
I am Luke Croft. You can find me on Twitter at TK from Antioch. And you can find me on PlayStation Network at Lodger Blackman, LODGER Blackman. And on Xbox Live at Download a Hoagie. Feel free to add me on either one of those things. And I'll play games with you. This week I'm going to be playing Evolve. I'm going to be playing NBA 2K. I've gotten back into that pretty heavy. And I may be buying a 360 today because I got a gift card to GameStop. So maybe Stick of Truth and some Dark Souls so you'll get your 360 back, buddy.
Sweet!
So you can play Rock Band with your wife.
And I can play Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas and buy Stick of Truth and play it.
Yep.
And play
okay, this
Brutal
is my
Legend.
turn. This is
I'm
my
sorry.
turn right now.
Go ahead.
We are the Player 3 Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Player 3 Podcast, Facebook.com/Player 3 Podcast.
We're still going.
YouTube.com/Player 3 Podcast. And yeah, we are on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and all those things. We're going to stick around. We're going to talk and answer questions for the viewers after we get done with the audio. And but that's it for Player 3 Podcast. We did it. Happy birthday, me.
Happy birthday, Luke!
To Lucas!
Happy
Happy birthday to him, yeah.
Do the Player 3 Podcast. Let's get out of here.
Player 3 Podcast!
P3P. Okay, awesome. Let me pee. Okay, he's going to pee. We're going to cover some viewer questions that came in. First of all, let me give you guys a shout out for the people who followed us newly. Thank you, Leanna Wallace, for giving us whoa. Oh, excessive use of caps. Sorry about that, Leanna Wallace. We didn't mean to delete it. Yeah, try not to use caps. Moobot doesn't like it.
What's wrong with caps?
They're just intrusive.
They're passe.
I like caps. I don't know what that means.
This is just kind of this is the after party.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna give a shout out to all of our new followers. Larry just went across the screen on there. Thank you for wishing me happy birthday.
She sent us a thing.
Oh, I think she put "Happy Birthday, Luke" in big letters, and Moobot didn't like that.
We'll take that. I mean, it's cool.
Thank you for the follow, Leanna Wallace. Thank you, Shivster on PC. Thank you, Jamesy Boy 120. Thank you, the Fez 115, Apex Crypt Lord, Eric Green Fan 11. And I think that's it from this stream. We gained a couple. So Larry's going to come back in here. We're going to answer a couple of your questions. Go ahead, while we have a little break, find us on Twitter at Player 3 Podcast. Give us a follow over there. We'll give you a shout-out, your Twitter name a shout-out. And then subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Player 3 Podcast. You want to drop those links real quick, Diz, for iTunes and all that? You can sub, never miss an episode of our show. What?
Nothing. It was Bill Nye in a podcast. I was just going to look at our reviews.
Oh. You good?
Are you relieved, buddy?
So relieved.
Oh, we got
relieved.
a new. No, we didn't. I thought we did.
Do what?
Thought we had a new review, but we didn't.
Reviews help us out the most, ratings and reviews on iTunes, because they allow us to move up the podcast charts. And so my goal is by the summer we are in the top 500. Which is going to require a lot of effort, and a lot of effort from you guys. Who is better, LeBron or Paul George? Well, LeBron James is not injured right now.
Paul
so,
George is dead.
Paul George may be coming back, but LeBron is definitely way better. Not saying that Paul George can't get better, but LeBron is way better. You can head on over to youtube.com/Player 3 Podcast. Me and my brother get together pretty often and talk about basketball on there.
Sometimes me.
All right.
Only once.
Hopefully some people who asked these questions are still in. Let's cover this really quick. First of all, this question comes from oh crap, he deleted it out of here. But the question, you're good. The question is, how often do you guys dream about games? I think he was making fun of us, but that's okay. We'll answer the question.
If I can branch out, not just games, I do dream about games. I dreamt about The Last of Us last night, I'm pretty sure. And the order, maybe. I'm kind of losing the dream. But I remember one time I dreamt I was watching Lost for the first time and kind of powering through that really fast. I had a teacher in college that was going to be lecturing on masculinity in Lost. And I watched so much of that show that every night I would dream about being on the island. And one time I had the best dream about being, the Dharma bus episode where they get the bus and they're pushing it down the hill to get it to start again.
What?
I've never seen Lost.
Really? Well, they find a bus at some point.
You're ruining it.
It's a bus. they find a car on an island. Anyway.
With no bridges. How'd that work?
Anyway, they have so much fun on that bus, and I was dreaming about having fun with them on that bus. Like, me and Hurley were best friends. Hurley and I, I'm sorry.
Hurley and I.
And I think we had like a bear hug involved in there at some point, and then it turned into a whole other kind of dream after it didn't happen. That didn't happen. There goes that clean tag.
I used to dream a lot about Madden right before it would come out and like go into tournaments and beating people, but that's probably the extent of it. I dreamed about the PS4 before it came out in anticipation for it.
I've been through more zombie apocalypses than I can count in my dreams.
But
one of the weirdest dreams I think was inspired by a game. Back in the old Super Mario games, you jump on a Goomba and you'd like squash them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I dreamed that we were having our annual Christmas get together when I was a young boy, and
but a wee lad.
When he was a young warthog.
One of my uncles stepped on my sister and just completely flattened her.
No.
Oh, I totally forgot you were talking about a dream.
They're like, well, we just got to throw her away, and I was real distraught. I was like, no, we can't do that. It's my sister. Why aren't you guys upset? But yeah.
You're not my real dad.
All right, there is another good question here. This is more video game centric and related. This comes from the Delinquent, and this may be a good thing to have talked about on the podcast, but that's okay. He says, do you feel achievements or trophies in games these days artificially inflate or stretch the replay value of games?
I think that's the sole purpose of achievements and trophies in games.
I totally agree with that, but I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very much an achievement hunter.
You see, when you achieve things in games, your brain releases the same chemicals it does when you achieve things in real life. And so there was a period in time where I would have called myself a gaming addict. And it's the period where I almost flunked out of college.
It's exactly the same feeling you get when you take a big old toot of cocaine.
And
Oh my god.
A
and
toot?
so
Is that an actual way to
Yeah.
refer?
Mm-hmm. Because if you watch the movies and things, I've never done cocaine.
I think it's
don't
a
know about
line.
you guys.
Freebase.
I highly doubt that any of you have done cocaine.
Freebase
I don't
cocaine.
know what Ben's talking about. Freebase. But anyway, like in the movies, you hear them go like that, but it's like a whistling sound. It's a toot. Toot toot.
Yeah, freebase cocaine.
Get back to your point. What were you saying?
I have no idea.
Leanna Wallace asked, are you in love with the cocoa?
Oh, freebase cocaine.
What is that a picture of?
That is a picture of some sort of human with some sort of animal attached to
It's a
it.
cat human. It's a cat man. Kipo.
A human.
Kipo?
It's a Kipo.
But I have to be careful about
Keep
getting too involved in trying to accomplish all the things, or I'll actually waste my real life.
Hey, baking soda.
Baking soda. Baking soda.
I literally have never platinumed a game. We were talking about this earlier. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
have a
thinking
single
I'm thinking the order is going to be the first one because it's the easiest trophy list I've ever seen in my life, and they're all gold and silver trophies. I love it.
I've never platinumed a game before. I've always wanted to.
That's because you
It's been
can't
a life
commit
goal
to
of
anything
mine.
in life.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
very
very
true.
bad about commitment.
How
Except
many
for my-
trophies do you have this year in achievements since that was your New Year's?
I don't
resolution?
remember. I've got a lot.
I totally forgot that I made that my resolution. Actually,
I've got a lot, but I don't remember how many. I was on the leaderboard for the most achievements sought in a time period. Now you're on
30
that
days on the Xbox Live.
Now you're on that top leaderboard.
Who,
there.
me?
Yeah,
Because I played the order
I guess so.
No, it's Xbox Live.
on Xbox Live.
Yeah,
I literally have no. The Halo campaign.
maybe Evolve. You get a lot of trophies.
Do your
first to Evolve.
360 things carry over? So he's been on Dark Souls and stuff.
Yeah, that's
too.
true. That's true. I have no. I don't have any idea how it works. For me, Well, like you said, that's exactly the point of achievements, is to stretch the content, and it is a very cheap way to do it. But you see people argue all the time, like, "Oh, it's replayable because you get a trophy for doing it on these difficulties over," and I'm like, that's not replay value.
Mm-hmm.
That's you chasing after fake internet points.
See, to me, that
It's
is
the
value.
it's the Reddit of video games. It's the karma of video games. You're chasing after points that don't mean anything.
I'm gonna eat whenever I want. Okay, Tony Neo. You don't tell me how to live my life, Tony. You know. You're on the other side of the screen.
Oh yeah, he pointed out that there was an achievement. Am I stepping on you?
No. Go ahead.
That there was an achievement in one game where one of the achievements was to be #1 in the world on leaderboards. And that's something I hate, is when there are achievements that are basically unattainable.
A lot of people get like real peeved about achievements when it's like, well, they put achievements behind the wall of multiplayer and stuff. I've never heard anyone say it the other way. Like,
Put the multiplayer behind the achievements.
you put the achievements in the single player mode. Like, take Halo 3 for instance, and if I was a trophy hunter or whatever, or achievement hunter or whatever, like, and I think mostly Colin Moriarty talks about how, like, I hate it when trophies are in multiplayer because I don't want to be forced to have to play multiplayer. But like, I bought Halo 3 exclusively to play multiplayer when I bought it the first time, and if I was an achievement hunter, I would be pretty upset that I'd have to play the single player, right? So like, but you never hear people argue it that way. I'm making a point that means nothing, like achievements.
I don't know. Like you may have a valid point there.
I don't.
I don't know. Within something.
I literally don't.
How do you like this, Tonya?
Oh, guys, make sure you hit that follow button. We love answering your questions. But yes,
Except for Tonio's questions.
no, we love your question the most, Tony. Anything else? Is that it?
Is that all
all?
the questions there?
What
Was
is
that it?
I guess so.
Is that chaboy? What does that mean?
What?
Is that your boy? It's
Chaboy.
like a Ebonics term. Is that your boy?
Oh my god.
I don't understand. What's
Is that your
happening.
boy? You know, is that your boy? You know, it's like a term of endearment. What?
I have no clue what's happening.
What?
Guys, there was a moment in this podcast where I thought I was going to quit the podcast because you were talking about Fast and the Furious. You were making Wookiee
I
sounds.
still plan on talking about the Fast and Furious.
You were talking about God knows what, which is what you're normally talking
Yeah,
about.
right. Yeah. I just gotta bring the wild card. Wild card.
What are your highest gaming accomplishments? Just trying to help with questions.
Did you just do a little pee-pee dance?
No. I was doing some tricep dips.
Okay. Because you want to look like Vin Diesel on the Fast
Highest
and Furious.
achievement
Yeah.
game I
gotta
don't know.
get
You
rid
never
of
had me.
the
You
boobs.
never had your car.
All
Vin
right.
Diesel accent.
Here's my favorite gaming accomplishment. It's not a literal achievement. I don't know if that's what you meant, but I'm going to answer the question how I want because I do what I want. You can't tell me how to live my life.
This show.
Was it the year that Bungie played people, like they jumped into the multiplayer playlist for Bungie Day, July 7th one year, and we played all day hoping to get paired up with Bungie, and we did, and I wiped the floor with Bungie. I scored of our 4-man team, I scored 27 of our points, and it was a glorious feeling, just utterly destroying the people who gave me so much joy.
My biggest gaming achievement was the night that we beat Halo Halo 3 in one night.
Because we skipped all of the cutscenes.
Correction, because Seth skipped all the cutscenes and thus is going to burn in hell.
We honestly
It's
had
the
a.
Call of
I mean,
Vanilla
we
place.
rolled through that campaign pretty quickly. I don't think I played it that fast. My first.
What
well,
was
my
it?
first
Three?
run through.
Well,
We
there
knew
were
how to-
4 of us.
We knew what to do too, though. So
Well, also, I'd never play Halo under Legendary, so when you drop me in Heroic, I'm just like,
oh, look at me! I'm so much better than everybody else at Halo.
Look at Larry, so much better than you and me.
maybe if you'd man up and play it on Legendary, you'd be a little better.
Okay, maybe I would. Maybe I would.
Let's not take this to a place of gender.
Maybe if you'd woman up.
Maybe if you would
No,
human
no,
up.
no, no.
Maybe if you were an Irish girl that everybody would.
Maybe if you would
Maybe.
Dalek it up.
What?
It's Doctor Who, Daleks.
Oh, I don't know what Dalek.
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 When
Dalek.
you say Dalek, it sounds like a dollop of Daisy.
Do a Dalek of Daisy. They've been prepping us all along for the invasion. All right. I think that's it. I think. What was your
We gotta have
favorite
our
video
favorite-
game based announcement on April Fool's Day that many people believed? Oh gosh, that's like deep cuts, man.
Deep cuts.
I have no clue. I can't remember.
I'm gonna pull up.
April.
I'm gonna pull up April Fool's announcements. April. We have the technology.
We have the technology.
We can rebuild them.
And then this is going to be our last question because I'm hungry. I'm getting hungry.
Every year, I believe that Firefly is coming back.
Nice
That's not a
to meet you,
game-related
Red.
announcement. But
Yeah.
You know what I love is when that article floats around every couple weeks where it's like production of The Walking Dead halts because of the death of Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
I feel like it's every
Wait.
couple weeks, and it's like next week's episode won't air due to it. I'm like, do they think they filmed these episodes like the week of?
So wait. This is the favorite one that actually happened, or
Yeah.
the favorite like.
No. That didn't. It's
a
It
joke,
was
like-
announced on April Fool's Day. It's a joke, but everybody believed it was real.
Okay, hang on.
Hang on, I
I
accidentally
thought it was like
opened
the
up
best.
AIM
I thought it was the
Messenger.
best April Fool's jokes.
Anyone actually use the same
I
messenger
thought it was the
still?
best April Fool's jokes that actually happened.
That is the exact opposite
While Ben's,
of
while
an
Ben's
April.
looking this up, let me tell you a joke I heard in the 5th grade.
Okay.
You got a blonde, a redhead, and a green-haired girl that walk into a bar. The blonde looks at the redheaded girl. They're all gabbing and gossiping, and I didn't know what gabbing meant in the 5th grade. The blonde looks at the. Talk to me, Diz.
In 2008, they faked a Lego Halo game.
Ooh, I would still like to see
2008
that.
fake Lego Halo game.
I think they actually have a deal with Mega Bloks.
It's true. It's true.
And anyway,
Holy cow! Wait,
talk to me.
that was great.
Mega
That was-
Bloks?
No, I was high fiving you. That was fantastic.
You're
you know
welcome.
the exclusive
You're
building
welcome.
block company that owns the rights to Halo.
Hey, man, when you're good, you're good. What can I say? Anyway, the blonde looks at the redheaded girl and she's like, your hair is so gorgeous. Like, how do you get it to look that way? And she's like, oh, thank you so much. It's natural. And then she kind of says this thing to the blonde. She's like, your hair is gorgeous. It's almost like platinum. How do you get it to look that way? She's like, thank you so much, girl. It's natural. And they both kind of look at the green-haired girl, and they think she looks like garbage. But they've got to say that she looks good because they want to be nice to her. And Leanna, you know this one. I hope so. Anyway, they're like, "How do you get your hair to look that way, girl?" And she's kind of sniffling, and she's like, "Thank you so much. I'm sick. I really feel like I don't look good at all right now, but it's natural. And it's natural because it's boogers."
So funny. Boogers.
At no point
Can
did
I
that
tell-
ever be. Was that ever a correct answer?
At
I
no
award you
point
no
in your rambling, incoherent response.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on you.
Can I tell a joke?
Yes.
Shit, because I'm still looking. I'm still.
So
driving
Rene
in here.
Descartes walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Would you like a drink?" Rene Descartes says, "I think not," and then he disappears.
You messed up the joke. It's supposed to be. It's not.
That's not the way I heard it. Michael Kellum told me that joke in the 5th grade. I probably haven't heard it since then, so I haven't thought about it. But anyway, let's talk about Vin Diesel some more.
Rene Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am." That's the joke. That's the joke. I don't even. Why are we even friends?
All right. Here are a couple. I'll let you make your decision based off of these.
Is that Optimus Prime and
Yes.
Titanfall?
Yeah. That is one of the announcements that they made. DLC of Optimus Prime in Titanfall.
That would be awesome.
Dude, what do you'd have fallen for a Pacific Rim one, and you'd have went
Oh,
out. You'd
man,
have
I'd have
spent
been like-
$60 to respawn. Yeah.
Kudos to IGN for striking a good April Fool's balance in ever so slightly unbelievable in the context of a headline, preposterous enough that you know it's a gag once you see it.
Yes.
IGN's endearing, poorly produced video of Optimus Prime DLC in Titanfall is a great example of an inoffensive prank, though it did get our hopes up, if only for a second. This is from Games Radar. Seamless reality. Frostbite is coming to the Wii U. That is an announcement that E3 made. Let's see. Sega is making wearable Mega Drives, which I guess was a virtual reality or augmented reality headset type deal. Blizzard Outcast: Vengeance of the Vanquished is releasing soon. I don't know what that means.
Can I?
I
What
don't
happened?
think so.
Okay, we won't.
What is happening?
Leanna, we've got to keep that clean tag. I don't know. We talked about Ebonics earlier.
I don't know why you can't do that.
That's
All right.
a little further.
Moving on.
That's a lot further.
Okay, well, thank you for the follow, Jew Cremation. I'm not making this up, and that's way more offensive than this joke.
Oh my gosh. We're all going to the bad place.
We're fired. All of us.
Let's see. What are some other good ones? Nope.
What body pillow is that?
There's going to be a Jairus Valken body pillow. I don't know who that is.
Garrus Vakiri. Isn't that from Mass Effect?
Yeah. From Mass Effect. I
You're
guess.
not allowed to talk. Seriously, every time his name pops up, we love you too, Jew Cremation.
Oh my
I
gosh.
immediately regret that.
Way to go. Way to go. All right.
I'll bet someone that was listening to us before just went and made that name.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Why did Susie fall off the swing?
Why?
She had no arms. Knock knock.
Who's that?
Half-Life
Not
3.
Susie.
This is where we've gone.
Half-Life
we
3
were
and
respect-
Firefly. Those are all. I'm trying to move it along.
Oh,
right
okay.
here.
I appreciate you.
Get it away.
Ben is
from-
the only one keeping us on task right now, and that
What
says
has
something.
this podcast
Thank
come
you
to?
for the follow, Afro Kroll.
Oh, I know this chick. I've never seen Well, I've seen like half an episode of the first Firefly. I know that guy too. He was in Knight's Tale.
Paul Walker.
No, the redhead guy. It's a Lance. Hello.
Oh, Wash.
Yeah, I
Alan
can't-
Tudyk.
Yeah, who was this chick in the front? She was in something else too. What was
she was
in?
an Arrow.
Well, that's right. She was in. She was the lady who
From
was
Firefly? Someone from
The
Firefly? was in
CEO.
it?
What's
Oh,
her-
Summer Glau.
yeah.
That's right.
Welcome to the after show of Player 3 Podcast, where we just talk about whatever you
Nothing.
guys want us to talk about, and then whatever I don't want these guys to talk about.
You can
You're
catch
just-
Pokemon in Google Maps.
I'm gonna do that. Not Firefly. I'm gonna do that
Oh.
Fast and the Furious, not dialogue, for you as soon as we can, not ruin our clean tag, and you're gonna enjoy it a lot. You're gonna laugh.
Yeah.
Google is known for adding funny functionality to its products on April Fool's Day, but this addition of collectible Pokemon to its Maps app is the most directly gaming related in recent memory.
That would be cool. It's kind of like, we'd play that for a week.
The Ingress game, yeah.
Yeah, we'd hop off Ingress like we did months ago. and
I've
then-
got to catch them all for a week.
I played the crap out of English.
Whoopsie!
Remember that one night where me and you drove around for like 4 hours capping portals on Ingress?
Yeah, we
You guys wasted
We-
so many fossil
we
fuels.
blazed into Eden and just wrecked all of their stuff.
We went down the creepiest back road of all time.
We should do it again.
Going to look for this thing, and I was almost positive we were going to be eaten by zombie hillbillies.
Zombie hillbillies.
Zombies.
It's a zombie.
Yeah, those are good.
I'm bored with this question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
If you lost, is it time to eat?
I'm too ignorant to interact with this question.
I'm
I
kinda
apologize.
hungry.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us. You guys hit that follow button. We thank you for being awesome. Remember to subscribe to us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, wherever you like to listen, and then youtube.com/player3podcast. Just search us anywhere on the internet. You'll be able to find us.
Oh my god.
All right.
Leon, I like you a lot.
Would you like Seth's phone number? I'll give it out to you on the podcast.
Gosh,
All right.
that is a terrible comment.
If you are, in fact, a girl.
That is a terrible comment.
Diz,
Luke will give you the number whether you're a girl or not.
yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
that'll work, man.
Diz, get ready to hit the stop streaming button. I'm going to give them Seth's phone number here real quick. All right? And you better stop it before this number's complete. All right. Oh, she said please. All right. You want to hit the stop streaming button for us
Oh, no,
because Seth.
you've got that wrong. That's my social security.
Oh, much better. All right, go ahead. Seth's phone number is 2763